Well, how's the knee coming along? The injury, the healing, the PCL, right?
The PCL, yeah, it's going great. You know, I mean, I'm already starting to train, and the doctor cleared me to start training, so I'm already back in the gym, and I'm hungry, ready, and, waiting for Joe to give me a call back and see what matchup he's got.
Speaking of how hungry you were, I heard that you were going after the Carlos Condit fight, but that went to Woodley. How much did you actually gun for that fight?
Right. Well, I didn't really call him out. I just kind of offered myself as a replacement, just throwing my name out. You know, I didn't just throwing my name out and see what happens.
Well, we know you want Rick's story. Why do you want Rick, and how close do you think you are to getting that fight?
Yeah. The Rick Story fight is an interesting fight. I trained with him in Montreal. He's a good guy. I have nothing against him, obviously. But I think that fight is probably the fight that makes sense for me right now. Everybody else that's close to me in the rankings is either booked or coming off a loss. So I think this fight is probably the best one for me, and it could catapult me up into the upper echelon of the welterweight ranks, right?
Is there something you saw in his last fight that made you think specifically he'd be a good matchup, and specifically that you could take him out?
You know, I saw a lot of things with a lot of different people, and even in Johnny Hendricks, even in Robbie Lawler and Jordan McDonald, I saw a lot of holes in, you know, a lot of the other top guys as well. So it's not just Rick's story.
Well, it's pretty bold, though. A lot of people, when you talked about jumping into the Condit fight, some people said, I don't know if Kelvin's ready for that. But you seem to be pretty composed about where you want to go in the division already.
Right. Well, I mean, I know what I can do, and you know, I don't think you guys have even seen half of what I can do, to be honest. So I'm pretty confident coming into any fight against anybody.
Training these days, are you still splitting time between Yuma and also going to Rain?
Yeah, well, right now I'm back home in Arizona. I think I'm going to be moving back home full time. For now, I've got some plans, some goals that I want to set and meet for this next year. And that's coinciding with, you know, that comes along together with my going back home and doing things that I want to do. I have different goals, different things that I want to do at home.
I heard that you and Uriah had worked together a lot in the past, so I was curious if you had trained with him at all ahead of his fight tonight.
With Rick?
With Uriah Hall.
Uriah, I haven't trained with him in this fight camp. No, I haven't. I know I helped him train for his last fight, but not for this one, no.
You're coming off an injury now, but you were preparing for fighting Court McGee. Is there anything particular that you've been working on in your fight camp up until that fight?
Well, you know, since I haven't been able to, you know, get in the gym and training, I've been going to a sports psychologist, you know, and the idea behind that was, you know, since I can't work on my physical muscles, I've got to work on what's, you know, the mental muscles, and that's what I've been doing.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Yeah.
It's going great. It's helped a lot, and
yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Did you find through that process that there were things that you were doing to hurt yourself before a fight mentally, or did you find that you had some bad habits that were not helping you compete to your best abilities?
No, I found out a lot of good things that I was already doing without even knowing, right? And just getting to that next level mentally is really going to help me in training and in fights.
I know you're a big fan of Ronda. I remember from the season of The Ultimate Fighter where they brought her down for you. Who do you have tonight in that fight?
I think Ronda is gonna beat her, just like last time. Pretty easily, I think.
And what about the main event? Who are you taking?
The main event, I'm going Weidman. I think if he has the advantage of the round, I think he's got better wrestling and maybe even better jiu-jitsu. So we'll see. I think that's where he has the advantage.
Thank you.
You managed to avoid any losses so far. People sometimes say that's both a blessing and a curse, but sometimes you think about that first loss for a while. Is that something that you think about at all?
Shoot, not really, no. I just go into every fight very confident, extremely confident. Just knowing whoever's in that ring with me is not going. It's not going to be an easy fight, you know. So I don't think about losing. I think about you know, performing and doing what I can to get the win.
We saw you train down at Rain Training Center with Uriah Hall. Do you think he's going to bring in some of that mental toughness to the fight today? In preparation that you've gained?
Right. Well, I've talked to him a couple times, and I know he's ready mentally and physically. He says he's in the best shape of his life, and I know he's coming in real confident and has a different. He's coming in with a different approach into the fight, so I know he's ready.
We see that there's a lot of talk about a fight in Mexico. Is that something that in your career you would love to do?
I would love to. I would love to. I mean, I know Cain's injured right now, and I don't think they'd go to Mexico without him. But if it comes, I have no doubt that I'll be getting the call to be in that card.
Yeah, how much of a celebrity are you becoming? I know you just did a one-on-one interview with the Latin market here. So is that something that that you feel good about and that you're turning into a little bit of a poster boy for the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, to be representing and, you know, really repping my Latino heritage and my Mexican heritage is something that I'm proud of.
Do you have anything you'd like to tell him? In Spanish, if you want?
In Spanish? Well, I just did earlier.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying, we know.
Ahorita.
Sí, sí, sí,
No,
sí puedes.
que sigan soportando a todos los latinos y a todos los mexicanos. Yeah.
Y otro campeón en la división welter.
Otro campeón de la división welter. Sí.
Para la raza.
Para la raza, sí.